boy Zkiel, keeping it real, keeping you laughing, and keeping you entertained. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Chan, guys, and welcome to another episode of Lights, Camera, Waffle. I'm your host Zkiel, like I just said, and yeah, guys. So you can probably tell the room is it's a bit different. It's a bit spacious, and we've got some little cushions for my bed. This is Antonio. This is Antonio, Ariana Grande's character on SNL. This is a prized possession of mine. I love this. I think it's just hilarious. So I've got this. We've put the vinyls more permanently on the wall. We have Ray, my 21st Century Blues, Flo's new album, Accessible Areas. I went to the concert, loved it. It was great. Thank You Next, Ariana Grande. Happier Than Ever, Billie Eilish. And at the top, Pink Friday 2, Nicki Minaj. The posters haven't changed or moved. We've got a few little pictures here on the wall. Got this hook for my headphones. And the shelf is different as well. So my Pop Funko characters are all up there. The books I'm starting to read. My Bible. My journal. A little Doctor Doom poster up there. And like the LED. The lights for our room. But yeah, so far it's looking cozy. It's feeling at home. Oh, also, I got this little blanket. Hold on. Now let's get into it because it's giving cozy. This is a Demon Slayer blanket. Guys, I'm so comfortable right now. I'm so comfortable. But yeah, I've been trying to film a video, for the past 2 weeks. And it's just been very, very hard to do so. I have been so busy with work. And then when I'm not at work and I'm at home, I just want to rest. I can't lie, guys. It's really, really hard. But yeah, last week I wanted to make a video for Flo and make a video talking about their new album and speaking about how people are just being unnecessarily hateful. But I will do that in time. Probably like the next video that I do. But today, guys, we'll talk about something completely different. We're talking about one of the best movies that's dropped this year. I don't care what anyone says about it. We'll talk about Wicked. Because, guys, we're holding space. You see how I left 2 weeks? I was just holding space for what I'm going to talk about today. I don't really know what holding space means, but Cynthia said it, and I just feel like it just sits well. It just sits well. Like, it makes sense, but it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, I'm just holding space. I'm holding the space. This is a safe space that I'm holding. And yeah, we're going to talk about the movie. We're going to talk about the plot. We're going to talk about the characters. We're going to talk about the acting. We're going to talk about the direction. We're going to talk about the soundtrack. My gosh, guys. We're going to talk about it all. And then at the end, I'm going to do like a little spoiler segment. So you guys, if you don't, so I'm going to timestamp that so you can skip over it at the end. But yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the main body of this review, shall we? So before we get into things, I just want to run, a quick synopsis, a quick introduction to what Wicked is in case you haven't watched it. If you're watching this because you want to see a little review, what the movie is or whatever, I'm going to talk about what Wicked is very, very quickly. I want to read it from Google because the last time I did this, because basically I actually filmed this review on Wednesday, so 3 days ago, and the audio was off. Guys, I screamed. And I didn't have the next day off because I was working. I didn't have Friday off, but Saturday, I'm doing it now. And I was talking for quite a while for what the synopsis of the thing was, so I'm just going to read it straight from Google. And it says, misunderstood because of her green skin, a young woman named Alphaba forges an unlikely and profound friendship with Glinda, a student with an unfulfilling desire for popularity. Following an encounter with the Wizard of Oz, their relationship soon reaches a crossroad as their lives began to take different paths. That's actually a very, very good synopsis, by the way. It's a very good synopsis. Oh my gosh. And the budget was 150 million and they passed that, apparently. It's done so well. But yeah, that's what Wicked is about. It's about Alphaba, the Wicked Witch of the West. It takes place before the Wizard of Oz and slightly after. So the first musical number, No One Mourns the Wicked, that part takes place after the Wizard of Oz. But then it's basically the movie is basically Glinda recapping the beginning, basically telling us why Alphaba is the way she is, what happened to her. I'm so excited for Act 2. which I haven't. I have no idea what's going to happen in Act 2 yet. I'm still going to watch it in theaters, so I can watch it in the theater and be like, okay, I know what to expect ish. But yeah, I need to watch it before part 2 comes out in a year. So I got time. I got time. Yeah, but that was a quick take on the movie. I think this movie was a 10 out of 10. It really, really smashed it. Everything was just amazing. Obviously, we're gonna go into more detail about it. I was really excited that they were bringing it to the movie because I don't live around. I don't live somewhere where there is a theater that does Wicked. You know, I've really ever seen. I only know that they do Wicked in London, and I can't. Traveling down to London, watching the show, then coming back, it's a long journey, guys. So there's reasons why I haven't gone to watch Wicked yet in the theater. But however, we're doing it now. I'm sorry if you could hear my mom calling me. I'm in my room. But yeah, so I haven't watched it in theater yet, but I'm going to, and I'm planning on doing so. But I'm really, really happy they made this movie because it made it just a bit that much more accessible for those who can't go to the theater. Also, at the same time, the story, it relates very, very well. Many, many people can relate to it. Like, many people can relate to it. And I think everyone sees a bit of themselves in each character. But yeah, that was a little synopsis. And now we're going to go into the main body. I'm once again reading from my laptop. I have a structure. So we're going to talk about the story of the plot. Was it compelling? Characters and acting, were the performances believable and engaging? Direction, how well was the story told? Like the way that John M. Chu directed the movie, how well did it serve the plot? How well did it serve us who were watching? Cinematography, visuals, then we'll talk about the soundtrack, and then the pacing, and then we'll do the spoiler segment at the end. So starting off with the story of the plot, was it compelling? I was very, very interested in knowing. I think everyone's really interested in knowing the backstory of the bad guy. And recently, I feel like there's been a lot of not TV shows, but I feel like there's been quite a lot of movies, or as of recent, where the bad guy that we thought was the bad guy is bad for a reason, or they're misunderstood. I was kind of really over the trope of the whole like, oh, they're not really a bad guy, they're just misunderstood. I just like, why can't someone just be a bad guy? And I think they did a good job of that with Agatha all along. Like, Agatha she was a villain. And yes, there were qualities that were just like, oh, like you want to sympathize with her. But at the end of the day, she doesn't want sympathy. She is a bad guy. And she is a villain. And she knows that. And I think that trope of turning bad guys into misunderstood people or misunderstood characters, it's just like, it gets boring for a while. I believe they're doing that with Scar and Mufasa. And because I'm hearing that apparently like Mufasa was never meant to be the real Lion King. That it was Scar that was meant to take over. So is Mufasa a usurper? We will find out. But yeah, this whole like, oh, the bad guy is really just misunderstood. It was kind of getting boring for me. But I was very excited to see how they were gonna, because I love The Wizard of Oz, the original one with Julie Garland. I love The Wizard of Oz. It's a very, very, it's a very unique piece of work, The Wizard of Oz. And I did enjoy it. I do enjoy it. I love the movie. I like how it was black and white in the beginning, and then they hit us with the Technicolor, and it's just so beautiful. And I think it's a great story. It's a story that there's not really much of a lesson to, but it's really fun to watch. It is fun to watch, and I will give that to them. So yeah, I really, really did enjoy The Wizard of Oz. So obviously understanding the backstory of the Wicked Witch of the West, which is what Wicked is, it basically talks about the backstory of the Wicked Witch of the West and Glinda the Good. I was excited. And I think the plot, the story, apparently it's a novel, which now I do want to read. Apparently it's a lot darker as well in the novel. The story was very, very enticing to me as a fan of The Wizard of Oz. But even the trailer itself, the trailer looked spectacular. The visual effects, we'll talk about that in depth later, looked great. And I think the plot I think also making the character, the main character being played by a black woman just made it that much more compelling, because she's different, misunderstood, different, disrespected, unliked. like bringing the factors of racism in, and then also sexism as well. The things that black women face on a daily basis, you can really see it in Cynthia Erivo's performance, and not just like those who just feel like they're out of the ordinary, those who feel like they're odd, those who feel like they're out of place anywhere. They find themselves relating to Alphaba, which I really, really, really did enjoy, and that's why the plot and the story is just that much thicker. There were a lot of there's something in the movie that happened, which I won't talk about now. I might talk about it later in the spoiler segment. There's something that happened, and I was like, oh my god, the plot doth thicken. The plot doth thicken. It does. It doth thicken. It thickens. And I really, really, I just enjoyed the entire movie altogether. So the plot, story, 10 out of 10. Especially for someone who is a musical theatre fanatic. I love musical theatre. Though I haven't seen much musical theatre, I love listening to soundtracks and things like that. So it was just very, very compelling, very fun. So yeah, moving on to the characters and the acting. So Alphaba Throp, played by Cynthia Erivo, the amazing Cynthia Erivo. Alphaba Throp, she is a girl who was born with green skin. If you listen to the soundtrack, you know why she's born with green skin. You know why the way she. You will know why she is the way she is. Yeah, I really did like the character of Alphaba. Says Alphaba, she's played by Cynthia Erivo. There's Galinda or Glinda, played by Ariana Grande. Glinda Upland of the Upper Uplands. She's played by Ariana Grande. Ariana did amazing. Yes, we'll talk about that as well. Then there is, what's it called? Fierro, Prince Fierro of Winky Country. I'm sorry, there's no attractive way to say that you're from Winky Country. That just sounds really, really odd. He's played by Jonathan Bailey. The Wizard, played by Jeff Goldblum. We have the Wizard, another Wizard, Madame Morrible, played by Michelle. I don't know how to pronounce her surname. I don't want to say Yo or Yo. I don't know how to pronounce her surname. But yes, she's an amazing actress, and she's in a lot of great movies and TV shows. But her acting, there's just something like really, really. I love class, and she gives class. She gives upper echelon. She gives wealth. She gives elite, and I love that. But what other characters there? Nessa Rose, played by Marissa something. Sorry, Marissa Bode. I believe that's it. Let me see. Let me actually get the cast list up. Yes, Marissa Bode plays Nessa Rose. And then we have Ethan Slater. He plays Bok Woodsman. Yeah. So those are the characters. And there's obviously other characters as well. Like Bowen Yang was in it. He did a very good job. Bowen Yang is very, very. His delivery on certain lines is just very, very funny. He's an incredibly funny person, and like even him and I don't know how to pronounce her name. Bowen Yang and Bowen, they played Shen Shen and Fanny. They delivered some really, really funny lines. Altogether, the actors, the writing, everything was just great. Everything was great. Cynthia Erivo's performance was like none other. It was like none other, and I'm so happy that people finally know of the talent that is Cynthia Erivo. I've probably heard of Cynthia probably when I first heard Stand Up, because she's from the UK. If you don't know, she's from the UK, and I've never really she did a lot of UK performances. She's been on, I believe she's been on West End and all of that, and so when she finally did big movies, and she played she played Harriet Tubman in the movie Harriet, which she does sing stand up in. When I heard stand up, I was like, who is this woman? She's phenomenal. And I've heard her sing, not been there, but she sang Alfie by Diane Warwick. That video is done so well. She's an absolute force to be reckoned with when it comes to music. So she sang Alfie, she sang Stand Up, I'm Here, Don't Start Trying to Be Someone you're not. What's the song called? Ain't No Way. Oh my goodness. Yeah, she sang like classics like that. Ain't No Way. So yeah, she's a force to be reckoned with when it comes to music, when it comes to singing, when it comes to performance, when it comes to acting. She's won a Tony, she's won a Grammy, she's won an Emmy, and apparently she's not too far away from an EGOT as well. I'm not too sure what an EGOT is, but it's a big deal. Viola Davis has one, so yeah, like Cynthia is not one to be played with, and I'm actually sick and tired of going on Twitter or going on Threads or going on like Instagram pages and seeing people slandering her name, talking about, oh, Ariana got paid this and she got paid this because Ariana Grande is a star and Cynthia is practically nobody. Excuse me. Don't make me shout at you. Don't make me raise my voice. What do you mean, the Cynthia Erivo? I'm sick and tired of people downplaying her knowledge, downplaying her talent, downplaying her excellence, downplaying the work that she's done for so many years. We don't do that here. So Cynthia Erivo's performance was absolutely amazing. She saw the chance and she said, I have to make this stick. And I only see it going up from here for her. She's done so much with this movie and this character, and she can act. When I said you could read every emotion flowing through, you thought you were in the room with Alphaba. Especially the most emotional scene was the Ozdust ballroom scene. The Ozdust ballroom scene where Alphaba's in the middle of the dance floor and she's dancing by herself and everyone's laughing at her, but she's keeping a straight face and she's trying to just like, it's like trying to embarrass herself to just get it over with. But I'm not sure why Alphaba did that. I mean, that's what I would have done. Like, I thought that she was dancing because she wanted to get over the embarrassment. She'd be like, this is who I am, and if you laugh, that's it. But you could see, and then when Glinda starts dancing with Alphaba, and she starts crying, it's so emotional. And Cynthia portrayed every emotion as if her and Alphaba were the same person. As if they were the same person. It was so beautiful to see. Honestly, that scene, the chemistry, the emotions, it was so raw and authentic. It was incredibly authentic, and that's why I think Cynthia was the best decision for this role. She was the best decision for this role because she understands this feeling. She understands how it feels to be ostracized or alienated. She spoke about her experiences before, and people have spoken about her and Ariana Grande always crying in their interviews. But I feel like a lot of these people don't understand when it comes to being bullied, when it comes to being exercised and alienated, especially when you're in school. Alphaba is in school. I believe she's probably maybe uni. I'm guessing from ages 18 to I would say that she's maybe she's a high school. Let's say she's a high school, right? Let's forget how the characters might look like they're older. Yeah, because you guys accepted Riverdale. These men were 26 years old playing 16-year-olds. Come on. But when it comes to being at high school, and I believe that's ages 16 to 18, guys, when you're alienated at school, it's the worst feeling. It is the worst feeling, and only those who have been alienated, those who have been bullied, made fun of, being called names, felt like they don't belong, only those people understand the tears behind Cynthia when she explains how important this role is to her, how freeing this role is to her. And especially then once again, you add the component of being a black woman on top of that, it's a lot. And so she feels like this role is the most profound role she's probably ever done because of the fact that this character, she sees so much of herself in this character. And for her to be able to portray this, it is very emotional, especially if you're in love with a piece of work so much. You know, I do understand people might not understand why they're crying so much, but if you understand, you know exactly. You have your reasons for understanding. You have your reasons for knowing. I did cry when I watched Wicked. I did. Because, like I said, only those who understand bullying, who understand being alienated, only those people will understand why Cynthia gets upset, why Ariana gets upset. And yeah, I do understand why they get upset. I do understand why they're upset. I do understand why they're crying. Because it's really a lot when so many people have doubted you, so many people have not given you the chance to be free or express yourself, or people have looked down on you for the way you look, the way you are. And then when you finally make it, it's like, no, for real, like, these people were actually wrong about me. These people were actually wrong about me, because I've actually made it to this space. And not only am I holding the space, not only is the space that I'm holding safe for me, not only is this space my space, I've got here, and look at me. Like, it's really nice. It's really, really nice to see. So I understand why Cynthia is so upset and why she loves this role so much, because she sees herself in this role so much. And speaking of seeing themselves in the role, Ariana Grande literally predicted that she was going to play this role. She tweeted years back talking about, oh, Glinda would be my dream role. Whenever asked about her, oh, who'd you play? Alphabet Glinda. Like, she's been waiting for this moment. And I heard something really inspiring about Ariana Grande, which made me be like, oh my gosh, like, let me get my ish together. She was talking about her audition process, and she said that even before they'd even confirmed or even talked to people about auditions, she had heard whispers that it was going to be a movie, and she told her management, look, yeah, I want that audition. Please, I'm begging, I want the audition. And as soon as she heard, guys, this woman started training her voice to become a legit opera singer. Started taking vocal lessons, started doing acting lessons for a job that had not been confirmed yet. She didn't even know if the whispers were real or not. But she started. She started years before. Well, not years. I'm not sure how long it was. But she had started way before she had the audition. And that's kind of a lesson, like, why start doing something when you're so close to like the finish line? Well, ish. Why start something when and give yourself less time to prepare when you could start earlier? And that makes me think as well, like, what can I do in my life? What can I start doing now instead of me learning it when it's close to the time when I might need it? You know, I actually really want to get into like learning Blender and doing 3D composition, things like that. And who knows, maybe in the future there might be a job for that. But I want to learn it now, so that when I get to that job, I can just be like, I know this already. Instead of me being like, oh yeah, I can do this and I can do that. Oh, but I don't know about this. Oh, I can actually learn how to do this. Like, if I start doing it now and opportunity comes later on, I'm going to be a pro at it. And that's where the dedication comes from. Ariana Grande has been so dedicated to this role, dedicated to the story, dedicated to herself. And once again, the crying in the interviews, for Ariana, it might be different from Cynthia. I believe that the reason Ariana is so like flustered and so overwhelmed with emotion is because she, being the pop icon that she is, and one of the reasons why she changed her name in the credits to Ariana Grande Butera is because, not changed her name, but that's her real name, she used her full name in the credit scene. It's because she felt like in the industry she had lost a bit of herself, and her going back to Wicked and doing this movie, especially it being a movie that she saw with the original Broadway cast, with her parents, like, it's a call to the little girl that she was, the little girl who she wanted to stay true to, but lost herself along the way, you know. And so when she sees how far she's come, it's like, oh my gosh, like, it's such a beautiful thing. So yeah, I understand why they're upset. And They clearly have worked together and really, really spent a lot of time together and built that bond together. But yeah, it does get emotional. So yeah, I've spoken a lot about Ariana Grande and Cynthia, but their acting, the roles were amazing. The roles were amazing for them. Ariana was hilarious as well in the movie. She was absolutely hilarious, so funny. And I won't speak too much about the comedy aspect. I want people to go into it, but like expect Ariana Grande to be very, very funny, and also the dry humor as well of Glinda, the goofiness of Glinda, the obnoxiousness of Glinda, the conceited, the self-righteous, popular, um, deeply flawed, but also caring part. Ariana Grande, she did it all. She encapsulated it all. So Cynthia and Ariana should be incredibly proud of themselves and how much they've done when it comes to the roles and the movie. We have Jonathan Bailey. Jonathan Bailey has chemistry with every single person on the screen. Man, woman, plant, anyone. Jonathan Bailey, and he knows he's good looking. He knows he's good looking, but he has undeniable riz. He does, and he did a great job playing Fiyero. He did a very good job playing Fiyero. Also, we want to talk about the dance scenes as well, the choreography, guys. Apparently, Jonathan Bailey did a lot of his scene in one take. I believe the Dancing Through Life sequence, it was one take. Apparently, I heard allegedly. But yeah, he did a great job, choreography and all. Apparently, he was dancing in his trailer while they were filming for Bridgerton. And apparently, he was filming for Wicked, Bridgerton, and another show at the same time. Dedication. That man was on the job. That man said rent is due, mortgage is due, MOT road tax is due. Let me get to the bag. Let me get to the bag. Let me get to the bag. But yeah, great job. I loved it. Jeff Goldblum, I want to say I'm surprised but not surprised that he's playing the wizard. Actually, no, I'm not surprised at all. Jeff Goldblum, there's something about him. There's something about him that's very, very mysterious. Not mysterious in a way, but very like eccentric. Is that the right word to use? I don't know. There's just something very like, I was gonna say flamboyant, but that's not the word either, to be honest. But yeah, there's just something about him. The wizard role fits him. Like if anyone was gonna play the wizard, it would be him. Like that also that kind of like goofy energy, like almost yeah. I think eccentric would be the word I'd use. I think the word is. It sounds like what I'm trying to say, even if it doesn't make sense. But yeah, did a great job. Madame Morrible, Michelle Yeoh. I think Michelle Yeoh. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing it terribly. I love her performance as well as Madame Morrible. She looked great. And she played the character very, very well. I come to find that when Asian women play bad guys, it's just all that much more intense. There's just something about it. Like when an Asian woman is a bad guy, there's just something intense and like deeply profound about it. I loved it. What other characters should I talk about? Let's talk about Nessa Rose. Nessa Rose is Alphabet's sister. She is played by Marissa Bode. Marissa Bode is I don't like using I don't like using the word. Oh, okay. She does. She is in a wheelchair. She is disabled. I don't know if that's politically correct. Forgive me if it's not. But yes, she's in a wheelchair, and so is Nessa Rose, the character as well. I really do like how they used actual people who have accessibility needs to play the roles instead of getting an actor who can just use a wheelchair. I think it's really, really nice, and the representation as well is very, very good. Nessa Rose's character really kind of annoyed me a bit because your sister's getting bullied, getting called all sorts by around the school. People were literally singing how much they loathe her, and not once was Nessa Rose found to be backing her sister in any way. And maybe they'll explain that later, why that is. But yeah, it's a bit crazy. Like, oh, your sister is literally being bullied. Like, she's being made the feck fun of, and you're just nowhere to be seen. But when your sister wants to come for Glinda and talk about like, oh, I don't like Glinda, you're like, don't say another bad word about her. Gotta be so for real. However, though, I do not agree with the comments that are being made. I won't lie. There was a comment that I saw about Nessa Rose, and I did laugh. But then the actress did come out and talked about how hurtful it is to talk about make jokes about someone's disability and saying that someone said that Nessa Rose deserves to be disabled, which I think is outrageous, by the way, and I don't think in no way, shape, or form is that funny. You can be mad at the character, but say that they deserve their disability. That's because then again you are offending the person who's playing the character. But yeah, she did a great job. And she spoke about like her coming out of her bubble and her coming out of her shell a little bit as well. But yeah, everybody did a great job. Yeah, and that comes to the acting and the characters segment. So yeah, let's move on because I've spoken way too long about simply just the characters and the acting. When it comes to the direction and the cinematography and the visuals, John M. Chu really chewed down. Yeah, he really chewed down and he knew what he was doing and what he was talking about, what he wanted the vision and everything just to be. He did a very, very good job with this movie, and I think he should be absolutely incredibly proud of himself. He really should be proud of himself. He allowed the girls to take things from the original Broadway show and then make it their own. And I think any director that allows an actress or allows people to, anybody who allows people to be able to do that in such a space, I think they really do deserve their flowers. Because it's not easy. It's not easy. A lot of directors want the actors to be one thing and one thing only and stick to the script and not venture out. But he allowed them to really immerse themselves in the person that their character is, which then showed in the actual performance. I think that was a great thing for him to do, and I think he was an amazing choice. I do want to watch more interviews about his thoughts and his feelings and the way he worked, and why he did certain things for the movie. But I think he was a great direction choice for this movie. The story was told very, very well with the cinematography, the close-ups, the intimacy that we almost had with the character, because of the way the cameras were, cameras were positioned, whether it was a close up or whether it was a full body, frame, like every angle, every cut, everything, it just told the story so much better. It told the story so much better, and I think the direction that John went in really helped the story progress, really helped the story be more than what we thought it would be. Like, I really did think I had high hopes for it. I had high hopes for it, but they really smashed out of the park. They really smashed out of the park, and the direction is the reason why. He allowed the characters and allowed the actors to have fun and be themselves, or bring their own interpretation to their characters. And he allowed it, and he made the environment. I mean, I've seen behind the scenes. I've seen them. I've seen the cast talk about him. He really, really supported them, and I think he was a great choice in terms of the direction. The visuals were astounding. The visuals of this movie were astounding. It was very, very colorful, very bright, and that's what the Wizard of Oz is. It was very colorful, very, very bright. The Emerald City, just looking at the sets, and then the last clip before the Big Bang, for those who watched it, even just that scene, even it's probably most likely CGI, that was beautiful. Everything looked good. It looked clean. It looked crisp. Nothing looked fake. A lot of movies, and I'm sorry to say, DC, I'm not even sorry to say it, DC, yeah, your CGI, you need help. You need help. Your visual effects, you need help. Okay, this movie, everything was just so clear and crisp and like just so realistic. Like you literally felt like you were in Oz. You literally felt like you were in Oz. You felt like you were at Shiz. Everything was just amazingly done. The lighting, I loved the lighting of when Ariana was singing Popular and the corridor like went all pink and everything. It was just amazing. It was really really cool. Or even the scene with What Is This Feeling? The angles, like half of the face was pink and then I believe half the face was green, I think, or just like there was no color at all. But like yeah, like it was really really well done. It was really really well done. I think everyone who worked on that movie, everyone, not just the cast, not just John, but like the the crew members, cameraman, sound man, production, everybody, the people who built the sets, guys, they built the sets. That train that you saw moving, they built that train. It was a real train on a real railroad. The sets were built. They planted 9 million tulips, I believe. They planted 9 million tulips for a scene that we barely saw that scene. You know, they did an amazing job in this movie. And he put the work in. No shortcuts. Put the work in. And the movie turned out to be great. It turned out to be absolutely amazing. So yeah, once again, everybody in that movie should be so, so proud of themselves. Everyone should be. And then let's move on to my favourite part. We're going to talk about the soundtrack now. A week and a day since I went to go and watch it. No, it's been a week since I went to go and watch it. It's been a week and a day since it came out. Because I watched it the day after it came out. And I've played the music on that soundtrack every single day since then. From No One Mourns the Wicked, Ariana Grande's vocal performance in No One Mourns the Wicked is absolutely astounding. I don't think we haven't heard anybody. We haven't heard that range and clarity from Ariana Grande ever. I think Eternal Sunshine was probably her most like vocally clear album because of Wicked, and I thank them for that. I loved it. No One Mourns the Wicked. Ariana Grande singing opera is something I didn't know that I needed. She did an amazing job with that movie, with that song, sorry. She did an amazing job with the movie, but she did an amazing job with that song, and I absolutely loved it. No One Mourns the Wicked, the opera, the chorus, just the singing in the background, and the lyrics as well. That was just a great movie. And they, once again, not even once again, I haven't said this before, I haven't mentioned this, but what I really, really enjoyed, I enjoyed the fact that they kept as close to the original as possible while sprinkling a little razzle dazzle on the songs, and they didn't stray too far away from it where it felt like they were doing too much. At no point were they doing too much. It seemed like it was just very, very natural for them to do. So No One Mourns the Wicked, great. Dear Old Cheers, good movie, good song, not too important. The Wizard and I, Cynthia Erivo, this was her debut in the movie. The Wizard and I, Cynthia's tone. I don't think people talk about it enough. I don't think people talk about tone enough, because it's all great. You can have the register, you can have the range. You could go from a D2 all the way up to an E7, baby. You could hit the 7th octave. You could be whistling, baby. But if your tone is not nice, it will steer people away from your music. It will steer people away from your singing. Cynthia's tone is like, it's like butter. It's like velvet. It's very soft and clear as well. And I think she does an amazing job in placing her voice in the right place and making sure there's no strain, making sure it's very clear. The Wizard and I was so amazing, and after the when she goes all to do with me, and she adds like a little like I'm gonna say she adds little black vocals to it, little razzle dazzle. She made it very much her own. There was even in that, I will speak about it, but the Fire Gravity, and your wishes are grandeur after accepting limits. Because someone says it, so some things I cannot change, but should I try out? Oh yeah, she goes, too long I've been afraid of losing love. I guess I lost. Like I was like, ooh, like girl, stop. Like oh, like her vocal ability was just so beautiful. I loved it. I loved it. Cynthia did an amazing job in this movie. I can't stress it enough. The Wizard and I, yeah, yeah. And then we moved on to one of my favorite. I didn't think this song was gonna probably be my favorite after Defying Gravity. What is this feeling? I don't know what it is about that movie. And I'm like, oh, I keep saying movie. I don't know what it is about that song, but it's like the description of how much they hate each other. They said, there's a strange exhilaration in such total detestation. It's so pure, it's so strong. Though I do admit it came on fast, still I do believe that it can last. And I will be loathing you my whole life long. Like, how do you hate so much? There's a strange exhilaration in total detestation. Like, for something to be exhilarating, it's like an unbeknownst feeling. Like, it's like, like my body crawls with how much I loathe you. That's crazy. But I really did love the song. And then in the movie made it 10 times better because of the choreography, like the little stomps and the little hitting of the books. It just sped up the pace of it a little bit more. Like I loved it. The movie, they used to add the soundtrack with the little noises as well. Because then like Ariana Grande did this like little satisfying in the song, and it was just like it just added something. It added something. So yeah, I don't know, but yeah, what is this feeling? Really, really, she's that girl. She is that girl, and I love that song. Then Something Bad, which was a lot different than the it was a lot different than the actual Broadway one. I think they removed the second verse. Second verse. Why did I say verse? Sorry, the second verse. They removed the second verse. It was cool. It was cute. I still want to know why the hell the. I'm gonna say that for the spoiler section actually. But yeah, I did like that song. It was quick, simple, straight to the point. I would not have wanted that song to be any longer. I do think the Broadway version is a bit too long. This one was very short, snappy, straight to the point. Then there's Dancing Through Life. That's a good song. Jonathan Bailey ate that down. I think people forget that Jonathan is he is a West End child. He is a musical theatre child. Like he's been doing this. He's been doing theatre for years. It was weird to see him dancing and singing as well. But like I was like, wait, that's just normal for him. Did a great job. Ate down with the vocals. There's nothing I can say. There's nothing I need to say. Like he did an amazing job. So good on him. Literally, loved it. Dancing Through Life was great, and then the Oz Dust duet as well, where they were dancing together. Once again, one of the most emotional scenes. One of the most emotional scenes. I loved it. It was great. Then obviously popular Ariana Grande ate that song up. The comedy in between as well, with the little scenes, loved it. Loved the whole entire popular sequence. We'll talk about the vocals in the end as well. What song was after popular? I'm trying to think about. I think after that was I'm Not That Girl. I'm Not That Girl. Guys, I'm Not That Girl made me cry. It made me cry because you can hear you can almost, because in the lyrics as well, the lyrics is it's don't stray too far, don't lose sight of who you are, don't remember that rush of joy. He could be that boy. I'm not that girl. Like the realization, imagine liking someone, but you're like, no, I actually can't. I can't. Like she's not allowing herself to be happy. She's realizing that allowing herself to indulge in this fantasy of thinking that she can get this boy will only hurt her, and that realization is really, really heartbreaking. and you can hear it in the vocals. I'm not gonna lie, I was on the bus, I was listening to this song, I was listening to the soundtrack again on my way to work. Guys, I started tearing up on the bus. When I started tearing up my cheek, I said, let me actually remember where I am. Let me remember the environment that I'm in. Like, it was just so, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And the tempo was perfect. It was nice and slow, and it made you think. The original Broadway one was a bit faster, and it seemed like they were rushing to get somewhere. Which is why this movie was this movie was 2 hours and 41 minutes. The entire Broadway show is just over 2 hours, and you can tell because the way they were rushing through "I'm Not That Girl," I was like, "You're not that who?" I'm sorry, what's the pronoun? Because I did not know. I didn't know what's the identity? Who's not that? Who's not that what? Because they really rushed through the Broadway one, but this one, no shade to Stephen Schwartz or Idina Menzel, absolutely no shade at all. You know, that's the blueprint, that's the original. But I just loved Cynthia's one because it was so somber, the realization, the thinking and the pondering, and then again, Cynthia's tone, it takes you to a really emotional place. It does. She did a great job with this movie. Once again, 8 down the roll. Then after I'm Not That Girl, One Short Day in the Emerald City. I actually listened to that song entirely through, and it's different than the one on Broadway, or at least the soundtrack. The Broadway soundtrack is a lot different because in the movie one, they added like a backstory for the Wizard of Oz, and talking about the grim, what's it called? The Grimmery. Speaking about the Grimmery, speaking about how there was a wise one, and that everyone who could read the Grimmery passed away. Then the wizard came and he could read the Grimmery and everything. Like, that's not in the. I don't know if it's in the original Broadway play, but on the soundtrack it's not there. Whereas on this soundtrack it is there. There were some guest appearances in this sequence, and when I said I grabbed my friend's arm, I said, "Is that who I think it is?" And it was done so well. One Short Day, listen to that song all the way through. Loved it as well. Then the next song after One Short Day is Sentimental Man. Can't lie, I just skip it. But it was nice. It was a nice, cute. It's like nice little cute insight into who the wizard is and why the wizard does what he does and why he wants to do what he does. He says he wants to be a father. That's cute. That's cool, I guess. And so he treats the people of Oz like sons and daughters. Once again, that's cute. It's like, okay, cool. Yes, it's short, snappy, to the point. It's a skip though, can't lie, it's a skip. But it's short, snappy, to the point, nothing long gone, you're not doing too much. And obviously Defying Gravity, the way Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo's voices blend so well. The tone that they both took with this, it was just so perfect. It was so perfect and beautiful. And then to see them singing it behind the scenes, and their voices they just carry each other so well. It's just done so perfectly. The both of them should be very, very proud of themselves. Defying Gravity, that whole entire sequence, because I feel like that sequence was at least 10 minutes in the movie. It was at least 10 minutes. It felt like at least 10 minutes in the movie. I wasn't complaining, although. There was a lot. It was very beautiful. It was very beautiful, very, very heartfelt. And yeah. The war cry, the battle cry, my friend didn't like it. She wanted it like Cynthia to just keep it to the original. Me, I was the same. I won't lie, I was the same. But then when I watched it in the movie, I said this war cry is perfect for Cynthia. It's perfect for Cynthia's portrayal of Alphaba. It just sounds so much more authentic. It really does, and I think that out of all of the war cries, Cynthia took the cake. Like, no shade to everyone else who's done it before, but Cynthia took the cake. It sounded like a real cry. Like, you can hear the raspiness as well in her voice. Like, it would just sound so much better. It just sounded so much better, and I think Cynthia should be so proud of her vocal ability. Like, when I'm seeing them in the interviews and they're talking about how much their music, and then someone pays Cynthia a compliment, and she's like, yeah, be humble. Yeah, of course, be humble. But girl, you don't know who you are. You are Cynthia Erivo. Let's be so for real. You're Cynthia Erivo. She should be very, very proud of her. Like, she should be so proud of herself, honestly. did a great job. The movie was amazing. And I'm really excited for part 2. I really am. Oh no, quickly, I'm gonna talk about pacing. Pacing of the movie very, very quickly. I can't lie, I got to a point where I was like, "Ooh, we've been here for a while. This movie's kind of long." But then by the end, it literally, I want to go watch it again. It felt like, you know, when you watch a movie, and you're like, "Oh, like they really could have taken out this scene." Every moment, every scene was necessary. I don't think there's anything in that movie where I was like, they could have removed that and the story would have stayed the exact same. Like, it was 2 hours 41 minutes for a reason. It was 2 hours 41 minutes for a reason, and it was a good reason. And they did a very good job in making sure that everything that we saw on our screen was useful. And I will say that the pacing, while I was like, I wasn't complaining. I was like, oh damn, this movie is long. I wasn't complaining that it was long. I just noticed that, oh, we had actually been here for a while. But for me to get to that point, it was probably like maybe an hour and 45 minutes where I realized that we've been here for a while, you know? But overall, once again, the movie was 10 out of 10. Production, sound, the songs, the characters, the acting, everything was just done. The direction, beautiful. Once again, everyone who was a part of that should be extremely proud of themselves. Right, and now we'll talk about the spoilers. Yeah, so once again, you have timestamped this, and I've warned you now. Spoiler alert! If you listen and I spoil it for you, it's your fault. Right, let's get into it. Number one, the one I want to talk about, the Emerald City scene, the One Short Day scene. When Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth came up on my screen, I grabbed my friend's arm. I said, "Is that who I think it is?" The cameo was done so well, and I have to put it up there with cameos, like with the cameos in No Way Home from the Spider-Man, like them having the Peters, like because the thing is with that one, in my opinion, I might put the Wicked one above that purely because I did not expect them to be in this movie. I didn't know they were going to be in this movie at all. Like I hadn't heard anything about them being in this movie. With the Spider-Man No Way Home, I knew that they were going to be making an appearance. I knew it. I had been doing my research. I'd been reading blogs. I had been chatting with people on Discord and on Reddit. So I knew that they were going to make an appearance. However, the execution in No Way Home was what got me. The way that they pulled them niggas up on the screen, the way they brought Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire in, I didn't expect that at all. It was very like, whoa, wait, what? It was perfectly done. Like the cameos in Wicked, it was perfectly done. There was no anticipation or anything like that. It was great. I loved it. I loved seeing Kristen Chenoweth and I loved seeing Idina Menzel on the screen singing, and and I loved it. Yeah, I really really liked that end scene. The who's the like I don't know the lyrics, but I do like that part of One Short Day. It's probably my favorite. It's the most probably upbeat part. But yeah. And I'm sure they really did enjoy themselves. It must have been really nice to almost reprise that role in some essence. What was I going to talk about? The next spoiler. Oh, yeah. I can't wait for part 2 because I need to know what exactly is the wizard's problem with the talking animals. Because it's the wizard's fault that all of this happening. Like, everything that's happening to animals is because of the Wizard of Oz. What is his problem? Why does he not want the animals to talk? What do the animals know? So yeah, that's my second spoiler. I just want to know what the beef is. And then third, Ariana Grande's her vocal change, not just her vocal change, the key change in Popular. You're gonna grin and bear it. You don't find popularity. The little like that was so cute. Like you could tell that she was really really enjoying herself. You could tell she really really enjoyed this movie. And then she went la 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 la. Then she went up la 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 la. You'll be popular. It was really really cute. The little opera that she did at the end as well. Like she really ate that up. Like you could tell she had so much fun on this set. I think that was, once again, you added a little sprinkle of your own, but you didn't take away the foundation. You didn't take away the structure. You didn't take away what had already been built by those before you. And I think that's very, very honorable. I think that's a great homage. I'm very sure as well, like, the Flying Monkeys are going to know that Alphabet is not the problem, because they do start working for her. Obviously, in the Wizard of Oz, we know that as well. And like, I've already started to make some connections from the Wizard of Oz in Wicked as well. For example, the lion that was brought into the classroom after Dr. Dillamon was escorted out after he was, I'm gonna say, arrested at this point. After they took him out and they brought the lion, or the lion cub, into the room, that lion cub is actually the Cowardly Lion. You know, we'll see. I'm really excited for the second half. But yeah, I think it was really, really nice. It was a nice spin. It was a nice spin to the whole entire story. But yeah. Yeah, this movie was just a very, very well put together. And it puts a nice spin on the whole misunderstood villain. It really does. I think they've explained it in a really, really nice way. And I'm pretty sure that everyone else is wicked apart from Alphaba. Because like even in The Wizard of Oz, like when the Wicked Witch of the West is going after Dorothy, she's tormenting Dorothy. From what I remember, isn't she just trying to get back the shoes? The shoes that were on her sister's feet, by the way, when Dorothy's house fell on top of her sister. Those shoes, according to Wicked, belong to their mother. So she's trying to get back her mother's shoes from a girl who she don't know. And what, everyone's saying, oh, she's wicked, she's evil, what? Give me back my family heirloom. The fuck? Yeah, once again, it's a very, very interesting take on the whole Wizard of Oz story, the whole reason why Alphabet is the way she is. But yeah, I really, really did enjoy it. I really did enjoy this movie, and I am going to go watch it again, probably sometime next week or the week after. It'll be nice to see the parts that I missed when I was blinking. So yeah, anyway guys, thank you for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe. Drop a little comment down below about what your favorite part of the movie was. If you for some reason think there's something they could have done better, let me know, I guess. Follow me on my social media platforms. All links are in the description as well. Instagram is where I'm popping the most. TikTok, I'm not really on TikTok like that anymore. It's really just Instagram and YouTube at the moment. But yeah, more content is to come. I'm just very, very lazy with editing, guys. I should probably find an editor, but I can't be bothered to pay someone for a job that I know I can do myself. But we will see. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video once again. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye.